Hello, everyone. Hope everyone is doing very well. Um, in our series of Uncovering the Authentic Self, we looked at 2, 3 sessions. First one about meditation, right? And what is meditation? And we looked at meditation is not about something doing, but it's about being in our truth, being that awareness that I am. The next session, we looked at what is the meaning of Om. Om, I am, is that awareness, that consciousness, and Om Shanti means I am a peaceful soul. And we also looked at the changeless nature of the soul, right? So now it's very important, right? We are trying to look at who I am, at the same time who I am not, because it's very important to understand the both sides, because there have been certain beliefs for ourselves in a mind that who I am really, right? And we think I'm this, I'm that, right? Now, let's look at a quality, a characteristic, another characteristic of the soul. And when we said changeless, it also kind of points to eternity, meaning, okay, so let's look at what is eternity, right? What does eternity really mean? Um, so I have now some plants here, right? Can we say they are eternal? Not really, right? Because it has a certain finite period of life, right? In the sense, there is a beginning and there is an end. There is a finite, like I can define the life of this plant within some finite dimension of time, right? Even right, all the things that we use, I can't really say it's eternal. Can I say this body is eternal? Absolutely not, right? We all know there is a finite period of birth of this body and the death of this body. But we can take a close example, and that is, I would say, sun. This is just an analogy, right? An analogy of the soul with the sun. Now, sun, to me, to the extent that we know, I can say sun is probably, I can compare it with eternity, right? An eternal entity, it has been always there, right? Even though whatever finite things are changing here on this earth, right? The stage where we all play parts together, I would say, there are all these finite things that are happening, right? But the day and night, it comes, right? The sun is always, always, always there. Yes, the earth rotates, and then I think that there is a day and a night, right? But now here there is a day, but probably on the other corner of the world there is night. Does that mean sun went somewhere? Not really, right? Yes, relatively speaking, we say there is a day and a night, but sun always, always exists, right? Similarly, okay, soul always, always, always exists. That consciousness. And I would invite everybody to kind of go beyond the thinking of physical. Because all these physical things, we are so used to seeing things in a shape and form. Like, for example, this mouse, right? There is some form and a shape, and everything here, including this body, has some form, some shape. But soul, the awareness, consciousness, it's a consciousness. I would say it transcends all the limitations of this physical world. It's beyond these five elements. We can't really define a soul in the shape and form that we see with these eyes. It's just consciousness, right? A dimensionless being. Now, the soul that I am, it always exists. And what does that mean? It doesn't necessarily begin with this body, it doesn't necessarily end with this body, but the experiences within are changing all the time. Just now, think about it. And we looked at briefly into this even in our last session. But when I wake up in the morning, okay, I wake up and at least for me in my routine, there is a meditation and certain routine, but for all of us, there are certain actions that we are taking, right? And every action has a limit, right? Even the thoughts that we are creating. One thought comes, there is other. Now that I am speaking, the thinking and speaking is happening at the same time. But even the word, the thinking is happening in between the two thoughts, in between the two words. I, the soul, the awareness, the consciousness always, always exist, right? And so the soul, if we use this analogy with the sun always shines. No matter what happens in the finite world. And is in the sense on the stage, no matters what all finite things are happening, sun always shines. There are always constant changes here on the earth, but sun always shines, right? Similarly, I can say, now try and go beyond this physical. And so the soul always shines no matter how many thoughts I am getting in the mind, no matter what experiences I'm experiencing. Maybe in the morning I am feeling totally fresh and fine and body is like jumping. Maybe in the middle of the day something happens. I probably cut my finger as I did yesterday. And so there is a little bit of, like uneasiness. Maybe in the evening somebody says something, right? And then I'm experiencing certain feelings and thoughts and emotions. All these changes and up and down happening in the mind. Soul is that awareness, is aware of everything that is happening, meaning it is always shining its light on those experiences, thoughts, and feelings. So now, when we say that meditation means it's being in my truth, in my awareness, what does that mean? You might say, right? That really means shining that light on my truth, meaning bringing my attention back to my truth, that I am this awareness, I am a soul, I am a being of light, completely separate from all my thoughts and feelings and emotions and experiences. And then I, the being, I observe that, and I have my full interest in my truth. That is, I am an eternal being, I am a changeless being, I always exist. I am a peaceful, loveful, happy being of light, and that's my natural nature. Okay, I think that's enough for our today's Powerboost session. And let's go into that experience and how does it feel when I say I, the soul, I am eternal. Now sit comfortably as usual. If you are on a train, walking and moving around, it is still possible. Just focus your attention, right? This is all about attention. Become aware of this body and the surroundings wherever you are. And now consciously bring your attention, move your attention inwardly, meaning going a little bit beyond the physical, things that we don't see with the eyes. And that is our thoughts and feelings and emotion. And I move inward. You can feel certain body sensations. I can feel how my feet are touching the ground, how hands are rested. Can hear the sound. All these feelings and experiences, thoughts are happening in mind. Now I go a little bit even more inward. Who is that is feeling this, feeling the touch of the feet with the ground, hearing the sound and making sense of it? That is I, the being, the soul, that awareness, that consciousness. I am totally aware of all this, and I am aware I am separate from all this, all the thoughts, feelings, emotion, experiences. They are part of me. Mind is the tool that is part of the soul that it uses. But I know I am that awareness. Now, when I bring this attention to myself, now I can think, how is this soul? How I am? What is my nature? I, the soul, this being of light, always shines bright. Meaning, there is always a wisdom. Natural nature of I, the soul, is of peace, love, joy, full of spiritual powers. My natural nature is of cooperation. My natural nature is of benevolence. My natural nature is of love, is that of acceptance. I accept all the feelings and experiences that I have using this body with a lot of love. And I, the soul, I know I am an eternal being. There is no beginning and end. Just feel that for a moment, that eternity. I, the awareness, the consciousness, always exist. Feel the freedom that it gives, as if breaking all those bondages of anything finite. Feel so free, fearless, because I am eternal, immortal being of light. I would like for all of us to hold this awareness as long as possible. And wherever you are, whatever actions you are taking, just try and explore this eternity of the soul. Thank you. Om Shanti.